wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, called Suck Spaz, and they love to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
What's going on? Good morning. Welcome to the KVJ show. It is a beautiful Wednesday. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing here today?
Doing good. It was foggy driving in.
Oh, it was, huh?
Yes.
It did have a murderous type atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, I think that far up north, they have a different climate. And,
it was like thick fog. It was like a horror movie fog.
It was bad up in the gardens area.
Oh, it was, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Creepy.
Crazy stuff. There's a lot of very odd, mysterious things that are going on. In fact, I came in here today and was wondering if anybody had noticed and would say anything, but already some of the texts that I see, people are saying, did anybody see that light in the sky yesterday at about 6:33 p.m. southeast in the Lake Park, North Palm Beach area? That bright circle of white light with a fanned out spectrum of light that looked like an airplane coming through a cloud, but there were no clouds and it was not an airplane. There's more to describe. It all of a sudden then just disappeared. I'm just curious if anybody else saw it. If you have not seen it yet and you're watching KVJ TV, I'll put up a video of it that you can see right there. That's what it looked like. It was just kind of a swirly white whoosh. And, you know, since Elon Musk started firing up all kinds of crazy, wacky rockets, nobody really knows what's going on in the skies. You had a lot of mysterious stuff.
We've seen these before, though. You know what it is, right? It has been confirmed what it was.
I had not seen it. In fact, as I was watching the news this morning, they didn't confirm what it was.
We're getting mixed reports then.
What? Maybe it's, I mean, this was 5 a.m. They hadn't had an update on it. Did you heard something since then?
I've heard that it's a missile. I've heard from several different people that it's a missile. Whether that's real or not.
I saw that in the comments. That was the speculation, was that it was a missile. So, I don't know.
Joe Ponton from KVJ Nation, he was on the scene, and his information.
He was on the scene.
It confirms missile, Kev. I want
missile. Okay.
I want UFOs more than anybody.
Yeah. I hear you. Okay, so.
Is Joe blowing the missile whistle?
Well, you know, we have Joe Ponton who's saying that, and now we also have David B. from the YouTube chat room confirming it, so it's now official.
Okay.
It's been corroborated.
It's been corroborated.
Well, there you go. Mystery is solved. But yeah, it was amazing just how many people saw that and how many videos were posted of that. I saw it all over social. So there you go. So that was a missile. Do we know what kind of missile and who's firing it?
I'm tickled pink that so many people hit me up when this goes down. I thought the end of the world was coming.
Mm-hmm. Well, you are the UFO guy.
I'm glad.
If they get it to you, they know it'll get out.
Okay, I'm the voice piece.
You're the voice of weird stuff.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious. I'd like to know what the missile is. And I like how everybody calmly just walks in and says, it's just a missile, and we're good. Missiles typically, you know, come with some weird things.
Missile testing, I should say. It's
Okay.
not missile, Bob from Port St. Lucie.
And where's the missile pointing?
Right.
Where did this thing land?
Near
Because,
Tequesta.
You know, sometimes tests fail.
Oh, yeah. A lot, actually.
Yeah, so we're doing that. It's no big deal. We're doing missile testing. Did it pass? I don't know. Does it ever fail? Just kind of curious.
Almost kind of like how a hot dog is made. Just don't even think about it.
I think I'd be more comfortable with a UFO. That's a UFO. It's probably an alien. Oh, cool.
It's just lurking out
It's a
there.
missile. I don't know. It could misfire and explode in your house. I don't know. So there you go. All right. Well, if you want to see it and you have not yet, we've got the video. It is up on the KVJ Show Twitter. Just go to Twitter and look for us at KVJ Show.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, y'all got Kim Kardashian all mad yesterday on social media.
Oh, no.
Good. We're almost even now.
She took to Instagram to fire back at people who had the nerve to insinuate she was lying about an oil painting that she said was done by her 7-year-old daughter, North. Now, she took a picture of the painting and posted it up and saying, "Oh, I'm so proud of my little artist, North." And all these people started commenting, "There's no freaking way a 7-year-old did that." It was really good, but we don't know if the kid's been getting lessons, which apparently she has.
You're right. The Kardashians never fake anything.
Never. So, yes, Kim got all upset and was yelling at people on social media that Northwest did indeed paint that painting and stop embarrassing yourselves with your negativity.
Her mom must have texted her and said, "Kim, we're not getting enough attention today. Go on Twitter."
R. Kelly's trial has been pushed back again. It was supposed to be coming up in April, but now they're pushing it back to August because of all the stuff going on with coronavirus still, and the judge doesn't think they're going to be able to get over all of the roadblocks that have come into the way. You know, jurors would all have to be quarantined and then tested and then just have to take all kinds of ridiculous other protocols and steps if they haven't been vaccinated yet. So they're hoping that maybe by August it'll be a better picture. But R. Kelly just has to sit and wait in jail, which makes me happy.
That's fine.
In other news, Pink debuted TikTok with her daughter. I guess her daughter is singing on TikTok, and this is a pretty big thing.
It's big.
Or I could just sing Cover Me in Sunshine. Cover me in sunshine, shower me with good times. Tell me that the world's been spinning since the beginning, and everything'll be alright. Just cover me in sunshine. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, adorable.
Then
Thanks, now showbiz mom.
Yeah, then the camera goes off. You are flat on 3 of the notes.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
It's time for viral audio.
So hide your kids, hide your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
As a fun little comparison, did you realize that toddlers and baby goats sound almost identical?
This is weird how much they sound alike.
In one lady's hand is a toddler, in the other lady's hand, she's holding a baby goat. Can you tell which is which?
That's tough.
That's funny.
They're pretty much the same thing.
The KVJ Show mornings and the best variety from the 2000s, 10s, and today for your workday. 97.9 WRMF.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What are you thinking about, Jay Bird?
I don't know if you guys saw this story, but 3 people were stranded on some desolate island out in the Bahamas. They were there for 33 days. They don't know how they got there yet, but they survived on conch shells and rats.
Dang.
And the Coast Guard found them yesterday.
They ate conch and rat.
That's how they survived, but they're all in pretty good shape. They're dehydrated and obviously exhausted, but that's the worst of it. 33 days, and they were starting to get into that situation where they needed fresh water. So it was getting to be that
Dicey.
It was, and ever since I was a little kid, I've always thought of these 3 situations: me being stuck on an island, a terrorist situation, how I'd react, or a murderer breaking in. What would I do? And if I was really stuck on an island, all jokes aside, do I make it past a week? Do I have what it takes to survive? Does something happen to the human spirit where you figure it out to survive? I mean, they're killing rats, they're eating conch.
I think you can survive a good amount of time, longer than you think, without food and water.
But just keep in mind, you had trouble killing rats in your townhouse.
True.
That's why I asked these
You
questions.
couldn't kill a rat.
But that's because
You had to get daddies to do it.
That's because I knew that I had options. But when you know you are stuck with nothing, do you dig deep? I think you
Will the man within
Yes.
rise up?
That's my question. I always, driving by a house that's on fire, and you know there's people in there. You want to say, yeah, I'm going to jump in that building and save the people. But when the moment comes, what happens?
I think you would jump in a burning building and save the family. I don't think you're catching a rat.
I don't think I'm catching a rat. Let's throw the whole rat thing out there. Let's say that's, there's other sources of food there. Do I survive that island? I mean, for a month? Or am I dead? Am I Chester
I give you a
Copper?
month.
I mean,
you start pushing it too.
CBS has gotten 20 years of programming out of this concept.
True.
Is that? Yeah, I hear you. But are you saying that I start to die after a month because
I give you 1 month, and then after we get to past that, then I'm like, the odds on Jaybird start dropping.
Is that because resources start to? Are there
Well,
sparse?
then
or
it's survival skills have to really start taking over, and based on how many survival skills you have, that depends upon how long you would last on an island like that.
Your boy's gonna try to build a boat. I don't think that's gonna go well. But I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna try to catch a rat.
But you are going to start thinking about everything Tom Hanks did.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I make my own Wilson.
Yeah.
do.
Okay, what did Tom Hanks do again?
In fact, priority one is for me. If I realize I'm stranded, I go, I gotta find a friend. I gotta make a friend. I gotta make.
You make Wilson before you eat?
It's a good point. I feel like catching rats is gonna be difficult.
It's something to think about for anybody who really goes out boating, though, what you would do, because it could happen to, a lot of people. Now, these were just some people that were out there on a fishing boat, and it capsized in some rough waters. It was down in the lower Keys towards like Cuba. And so, they were able to make it onto the land, and then they survived. But how many other boats could be out there and that same kind of thing could happen?
If they're out on a fishing trip, why was nobody looking for them?
I think people were. It was in such an area where nobody really goes. They were. I guess they crashed and washed up on a really bad area where no people are around. 33 days.
Yeah. And they did the coconut thing too, which could you even get into a coconut? Have you ever tried cracking into a coconut?
If I had a sharp enough weapon, I could absolutely.
Well, that's just it. I guess the question is, what do you have to get the coconut open? Yeah, if you give me a machete, then I'm okay. But if I don't have a machete.
I go old school. I try to open it with my teeth. I was raised in Lake Park. It's how we open things.
You can actually smack those things open too.
Slam
on
it
a
on
rock.
a rock, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think for your psyche, if you're not able to open the coconut, that's kind of a setback. You turn that coconut into your friend. If you can't open it, that's your Wilson.
Okay.
Knowing your
Eat it or befriend it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Knowing your spirit, when do you feel like, how many days into you being stranded where your spirit starts to really crack and go, I don't know if I can do this anymore?
I go about 10 minutes.
That's it. I'm giving up.
Yep.
I thought you people
Take me, Lord.
I thought you Logan people are supposed to be hard and
No,
tough.
that's why I left. They are. I'm not. Logan people are very hard. Virginia, what you got on your mind today?
Well, I know you guys remember the last time we were able to do a Stars Ball live. We had this really fun, cool dance team, Digital Vibes. Remember those guys? Mm-hmm. They came out, they were dancing around, they had the microphones. They do all kinds of wonderful stuff locally, and they really go into the underserved communities, and they teach these kids about DJing, about MCing, about hosting events and party planning, and about all kinds of lighting, and they teach them every aspect of it. And these are kids that may have never had an exposure to that sort of thing. So I've been a big fan of their program for many years, and they called me a couple weeks ago to let me know that they were teaming up with Let's Move PalmBeachCounty.org, and they're going to be doing this Commitment to Physical Activity Challenge. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need right now. I need something to motivate me to get off my butt and do something, and that's exactly what they've come up with. It's a whole competition. They've been doing it for a couple of years, but this is the first year that Digital Vibes is involved. And so what you do is you go on to letsmovepbc.org, and you can join Team KVJ, which I've set up, or you can have your own team. And then what the challenge is, for every single day of the month of March, to do at least 30 minutes of physical activity every day.
Humans are supposed to do that.
We are supposed to do that, and we don't.
I've heard from so many doctors, and when I say so many, I'm talking like 2, that they say the big key to trying to stay alive the longest is just exercise. It's the one thing humans don't want to do.
Well, I've seen it in my own grandmother, who's like 97 years old. She never had a driver's license, so she walked everywhere to get groceries, to go to the mall, to go to the bank. Like, she is spry. She is mentally with it. She's in great shape.
Wait, was she a drinker, smoker, toker? Did she do any of that stuff?
She never smoked, but a homegirl liked to have a drink.
Some peach schnapps?
She would have a little wine. She liked a little red wine.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you want to join me, anybody, especially you, Kevin and Jason, go to letsmovepbc.org.
Okay.
Sign up to be on Team KVJ, and every single day we're going to log in. It's a competition.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I know Virginia's serious because she called me by my full name, Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's like a stern talking to around here.
Oh, you're doing this.
What I got on my mind here today, we started doing something new here. They have us blogging now, which I've never really blogged before. I guess we do things like it because we do social media posts and all that. But blogging is what? Just kind of like putting something up online.
On a website.
Yeah, so they've revamped the KVJ Show website. So I had to do my first blog yesterday.
And it was something else. Very large, organized,
Yeah.
bullet points,
Yeah.
links. You should see mine. A link.
A link.
Yeah, what I put up there was just, as I'm trying to learn Spanish, I jumped into it with an app, and so it's all the different things that I'm using to try to learn Spanish and get better with it. Because I think a lot of people, they may jump into it and you're not going to a class, so what do you do? Where do you go? So that was what the blog was all about. But what is on my mind here today is from doing that and posting that, Facebook has done this thing again where they've changed everything, and they always do this. And I really liken it to somebody coming into your house or your apartment and rearranging everything and not telling you where anything is.
Isn't that weird? Why do they do that?
And I'm now having to, for the 80,000th time, trying to relearn Facebook to find anything, to post anything. I'm confused. I'm lost. It's
do you know who
really
else
tough,
does-
and I'm like, why do I not give up on this stupid platform?
Do you know who else does shady things like that where they're changing things around so they don't? Criminals. That's who does that. Facebook's a bunch of criminals.
Well, you would lose your mind. Could you imagine that if you came into your house and you know where everything is, from clothes to shoes to utensils to everything that you need? Now imagine if all of your kitchenware is in your kid's bedroom, under the bed, and you got to go and try to find that. Like, where in the heck is this stuff? It takes a good amount of time. And then as soon as you get used to all of your kitchen utensils being under your kid's bed, you come home one day and now they're in the garage up above the car. And you're like, okay, where are they now?
It's so frustrating because think of all the time you had to take to figure out the new Facebook.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. We don't have the time, and I also don't appreciate the frustration you've handed me.
You think Zuckerberg cares about that? He don't care.
And that's why we should get him.
But why don't they at least give you a little bit of a guide saying, hey, if you were used to seeing this function here, it's now here. Or we got rid of this function. They don't have anything like that. It's just, surprise.
Figure it out,
It's
losers.
all brand new.
Again,
Good luck.
Zuckerberg, he don't care about you.
I get that. And it's obvious. And he's trying to let me know.
He is.
He's trying to let me know, like, you know what? I changed everything, but you won't leave me.
And
you need me.
You won't leave him, and he knows it. He's like Walmart. They,
evil.
They know that it's bad customer service. They don't care. They know we need Walmart.
It's evil. Yeah, I think a lot of these people, they just get to a certain point of power and money, and I think it's the human condition. It turns you evil.
I think you're right.
That's just what happened to him. In fact, I saw somebody had put together kind of a little bit of a montage of Jeff Bezos' laughs throughout the years, and it started out when he was just kind of like a regular guy and his laughs, and the whole point of it was that his laughs have become more maniacal and evil as he makes more and more money. That's one of the fun little viral videos out there.
That's awesome.
Coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we're going to jump over to Google in just a couple of minutes for a round of Google Family Feud. Yet another one of those platforms that pretty much just has us by the you-know-whats. But when I typed in the phrase, is it safe to? Is it safe to? What were the top 5 options that Google tried to automatically fill in the blank for me? Is it safe to what? We'll see if you guys can read the mind of the evil Google next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
All right, time for a little Google Family Feud. If you ever do any Google searches, you notice that as you start to type in a sentence, a lot of times it will try to predict what you're trying to say just to show off. Be like, oh, I know you so well. I'll fill in the blank for you. I guess this is what a lot of other people are starting to Google when it comes to the sentence that you put in. So let's see if you can guess one of the ways in which Google tried to finish this sentence as I typed it in. Okay, the first one here is it safe to? What did Google pop up there? There are 5 different options. See if you can guess one in the top 5. Virginia.
Is it safe to fly?
Is it safe to fly? Survey says yes. That is the number 1 overall. Is it safe to fly right now is what it filled in the blank for.
I'm trying to get in the mind of people that want to know something that they're worried about. All right.
Yeah, try to get out of your own weird mind and get into like a normal one.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to do that. It's tough.
Jaybird, what do you think? What is another one of the options? Is it safe to
Wear 2 rubbers at the same time.
Oh my God.
Is
Oh my
that too? Should I not have said
It's
that?
fascinating.
Should I not have said that?
To peek into your bedroom.
Yeah.
No, I think that's for people that I'm thinking young people that don't know about stuff like that.
I don't think that's good.
it's not. That's why you would Google that. I think you learned that in health class, but I think
Kevin, show us 2 rubbers.
Yeah, you were.
I shouldn't have. All right, I'm not good at this game.
Denny's. I'm not even sure that would have made the top 100.
I'm not sure you'll ever get a point in this.
I'm not good at this game. I'm so bad at Family Feud. Since we've been playing this at our old station, I've never been good at this game. One of the many games.
Denny's, what do you think here? How did Google try to finish the sentence? Is it safe to?
Drink expired milk.
Oh, drink expired milk. Okay. Is it safe to?
I see the answers, kind of what you guys are doing.
Okay, well, Denny's unfortunately wrong.
I'm just as bad.
A lot of it has to do with travel. Fly right now was number 1. Travel was number 3. And travel to Florida was number 5.
Oh,
so
wow.
A lot of people are going to Google trying to figure out, can they get out and go vacation and do that kind of stuff?
Come to Florida so I can hit the bars.
Yeah.
Because they're open.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, they are. Number 2 on the list that Google gave you was go to the dentist.
Oh.
Is it safe to go to the dentist? Because, that's the one thing I keep hearing is people are not going for any kind of regular checkups. I actually was reading that yesterday, that cavities are becoming a problem.
You're right.
Because many people have gone a year or longer now since they've seen their dentist.
They're drinking that pandemic soda.
Yeah. And go to the gym. Go to the gym. So pretty much everything on there had to do with the pandemic. It's safe to. All right. Next up here, Virginia's the only one that walked out of round 1 with a point. Round 2, we'll start out with you, Jaybird. I typed in, I have a big.
Oh, boy.
I have a big. How did Google try to finish that sentence? I have a big.
Emotional eating problem?
Emotional eating problem.
I don't like this game.
I like how every answer is a peek into your life, though.
is.
I want out of the family. I'm not doing well.
You're just throwing on condoms and eating everything in sight.
Well, I mean, double. You think it's safer, but it's actually not.
Thank you.
You don't need Google.
I have a big emotional eating problem, survey says. Yes, not in the top 5. Denny's, do you have a guess?
Rash. I got a big rash.
Oh, I have a big rash. I have a big rash, survey says.
Wow, I figured that would be in there.
Ah, darn, I should have said joint.
Yes. Make it real personal.
All right, Virginia, let's see if you can take a commanding lead here of Google Family Feud. How did Google try to finish the sentence, I have a big...
Zit.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
She's going to get it. She's locked in.
I have a big zit.
Oh.
I'm not locked in.
Some of the ones that were in the top 5. I have a big nose.
Oh, yeah, I do have a big.
Oh boy, let's not turn this into insecure hour.
I have a big head. I have a big package. I have a big Spanish family. And I have a big head and little arms.
I mean, those are all so weird and specific. None of our guesses were that bad, man. Don't feel so bad, Virginia.
Thank you.
And your nose is not big.
Okay, let's see here in round 3, Google Family Feud. My house smells like. How did Google try to finish that one up, Denny's? My house smells like
Farts.
Ooh, good
farts.
Good one.
Okay. Farts. My house smells like farts. Survey says.
Ah.
I
Okay.
think that'd be searched.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I think
We'll go to Virginia here next. What do you think? How did Google try to finish out the sentence? My house smells like
gas.
My house
just said that.
smells like gas.
He said fart.
Well, different.
Survey says yes. My house smells like gas. That'd be something if you smell
out.
that. Yeah.
Get out quickly.
It's going to explode. Okay, Virginia. It's got 2 points. Jaber, let's see if you can get on the board here. My house smells like. How did Google try to finish that out?
Blood.
Blood.
Think about it. Murderers trying to figure out how to get rid of blood, the smell of it, cops are coming. You would definitely Google that. That would be a very common one.
It would.
Okay, you're not going to get on Denny's about farts, but you're going to get on me about blood?
Bless your heart.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. All of yous.
Uh-oh. You're bringing out the Italian.
The bad Italian speaking
Uh-oh.
of.
The Italians getting mad. He called us yous.
Google jumped on it by saying my house smells like dog.
Dog. That's a good one.
My house smells like mold.
Yes.
My house smells like sewage.
Ugh.
And my house smells like rotten eggs, which is really kind of close to Denny's.
Kind of farty.
Yeah, it kind of was. If I could give you a half point, I think you deserve that.
That always sucks when you're driving the car with somebody, you don't know them that well, and it smells like the farts outside, and you're thinking, man, do they think I farted?
Yeah, I always point that out when you go by that, because when sprinklers are on, it'll smell like that, and I'm like going, just so you know, that's a sprinkler.
But I feel
That
like
ain't me.
the guy that brings it up is kind of being defensive of it. Now you look even more guilty.
Yeah.
Just check your emails in the back seat and don't care.
They say it is one of the biggest fears that anybody has. If they rank people's fears, public speaking is typically in the top 3. A lot of times it's number 1. Brandon sent us an email and he said, I'm 18 years old, I'm in high school, and I'm in speech class, which really sucks for a guy like me because I dread public speaking. I start to visibly shake when I start talking in front of everybody. My classmates have noticed, and now they make fun of me.
Aww.
I know you all have to talk publicly for a living. Do you have any tips on how I can stop visibly shaking when I am doing public speaking? It's ruining the remainder of my senior year.
That's tough. If you're able to just control the shaking part, there's ways to do that, maybe through meditation. If you're able to control the actual visual of you being nervous, no one can see what's going on inside. Mm-hmm. If you're able to just conquer that, I think you can.
Yeah.
Through maybe breathing exercises. Mm-hmm. There's
Breathing
ways to
is
beat
good.
this, Brandon.
And practice, too. You know, even if you practice in front of a few friends and family till you get it down pat, every time you practice, you get a little bit better at it.
You know, practice in front of intimate crowds. Sometimes talking in front of 4 to 5, 6 people is even tougher than talking in front of a large group. Because sometimes in a large group, it's so big, you almost can't. It's also the mind doesn't think it's people. You know what I mean?
You can turn it off.
You can kind of turn it off.
Yeah.
At least I could.
Yeah.
The closer, the intimate, it's weird.
You could take your act to the DMV. You could go to a bus stop.
You're
Gas
right.
station.
Yes.
You could practice.
All those kind of things. That's definitely true. The more you practice, the more confidence you have in your material. It becomes
Yes.
easier. And understand, too, that you're going to be nervous before you get up there, and that's natural. I had heard something interesting. I think it was Beyonce that was talking about it and saying, I get nervous before every single performance I ever do anywhere. I get butterflies in the stomach. But what I do is I try to channel nervous energy into energy I use in the performance. And so it's really just kind of making a little bit of a mental shift in how you feel, saying, okay, I'm not going to focus on the nerves and then I'm going to have failure. I'm going to focus and use that energy on the success that I have. So it's really kind of a multiple part process.
Nate C in the chat room says, picture the crowd in their underwear or naked. That's always a trick to picture everyone naked. That's too distracting for me.
Yeah, I know people have always said that. And that's one of the traditional things that you hear. But to me, I don't ever really focus on the crowd. I kind of look out at them, but a lot of times I'm almost looking over the crowd when we do public speaking stuff. I'm not thinking about that, because if you lock in on somebody's face and you see, oh my gosh, they're bored, oh, they're this, they're that, that can really affect you. So if you just kind of look out there, but you're not really focusing on somebody's eyes, a lot of times that does help me.
You look out of the crowd, like 6 people are yawning. You're like, oh boy.
Yeah, it'll affect your confidence. And really, confidence is key. You got to go out there and have confidence, your material, keep practicing, and then channel your nerves into positive energy.
And don't feel bad, Brandon. Even Dave Chappelle talks about that stuff. I've heard him talk in interviews saying he'll be at a club and 99% of the people are laughing, and then there's that one person who's not laughing or kind of looking at him like, what the heck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And you start to focus on that one person who's not having a good time. To your point, don't look at the crowd. Don't read the comments.
And the end result, say things don't go well. One thing you can do that Dave Chappelle and a lot of comedians will do, you own it. You laugh about it. Be like, whoa, that really stunk. Or just realize it's not the end of the world. People have gone up and bombed in front of huge crowds, and it's not going to end your life.
And everybody gets nervous. Beyonce, Dave Chappelle. I mean, these are people that do it all the time. So own your nervousness. Maybe acknowledge it before you start and say, look, I'm a little nervous up here, guys. Forgive me if I stammer a little bit. Then you'll win them over because they'll be on your side.
Did you guys like giving speeches growing up? I actually liked doing it. I thought they were fun. You got nervous, but I mean, some of the kids would get really, really nervous. Bigfoot dreaded it growing up as a kid. Big, strong dudes like, I don't want to speak in front of people.
Some people did. I always relished it. I enjoyed it too, because I would try to make the class laugh and I would do something dumb. The teacher would get mad and yell at me, and then people would be, it's so good, it's great.
It was a vehicle of,
My favorite moment of elementary school was when I did a one-woman play on stage that lasted like 25 minutes.
Whoa.
I was Gaston the alligator.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
It's a Cajun story about Gaston.
I'd pay $2.50 for that video. I'd love to see a little Virginia doing
$2.50.
$2.50.
It's not worth it.
Somebody had said to overcome fears in public speaking, I tell my students to hold a pen in their hand, the kind with the cap, and repeatedly put the cap on and off with one hand during their speech. It has to be the kind that doesn't make any noise, but distracting your brain helps keep you calm. It works every time.
I agree to a certain extent. You just don't want to be the person that's constantly putting the cap back on through the entire speech, because that might be distracting. Do it casually.
Yeah, I would have a hard time with that, because I think I would lose my focus.
I would too. Now I'm worried about the cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it works for some people.
I got to look at people are naked. Now I'm taking the cap off. It's too much.
Boobies, caps, what?
What? I gotta tell you, he is an inspiration to me. The shark, Greg Norman. Have you seen how this guy looks shirtless? He is shredded. He's a gorgeous man. Oh my gosh.
I gotta Google it.
You gotta see Greg Norman. In fact, have you not seen that photo of him walking along the beach, and he's got on the shorts that apparently stick to his, you know what?
He's got sticky junk shorts?
Apparently he's got a hammerhead. That shark does.
He's got a driver?
Yeah, he does.
Is he the shark?
Huh?
Is he the shark? Is he known as the shark?
Yes,
Is that his nickname?
Yes.
I had the best Greg Norman hat in high school. It was purple. It fit my hat perfectly, and someone stole it from me.
Oh, wow.
It was the best.
Yeah, I think I just saw his two places are put on the market recently. I think he had side-by-side mansions, like 25 mil each. I think maybe that was him.
Dang,
They're on the
yeah,
market.
he's rocking that bod.
Can you believe that?
He's
And
66 today.
Look at his trouser snake.
Wow. See that?
Wow, that is a telling photo.
That is an inspiration to any dude out there that you could look like that at 66. Well, maybe not what's going on in the pants.
Well,
but
you can't probably, but this guy has more money than you'll ever see.
Oh, he's ripped.
He's shredded, and he looks great. Guy's 66 years old. Greg Norman is today.
Dang.
What's my excuse?
I mean, it's a list.
Also got a couple shout outs here. Alexandria wanted to wish her husband a happy birthday, turning 33, from Alex, Sophia, Daniel, and Christian. Also, we got a birthday shout out to Kylie, turning sweet 16, from Mom, Dad, and Sydney. We also got Ryan, turning 22. He's a senior at Indiana University of Pennsylvania in his final semester. And Mom, Dad, Cooper, and Jada want to give that shout out. And to Kendall, happy 6th birthday. We love you so much and hope you had the best day ever. Mommy, Daddy, Patrick, Leo, Sheldon, and Taco. Got a birthday you want to get on the KVJ show? You can let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com. MAIL at kvjshow.com. Well, this new Britney Spears documentary has got people looking back to the middle 2000s and asking, wow, what we did to Britney Spears, the terrible things. Framing Britney is the documentary. I believe you can check it out on Hulu. And it talks about her conservatorship and the relationship she has with her dad, Jamie, how he pretty much wasn't there for the first part of her career. Now he's controlling her life and has for the past 12 years. Her boyfriend just called the guy a D.
And I think Jamie, I heard yesterday in a little expose podcast I was listening to, Jamie had problems keeping a job. Jamie had alcoholism issues.
Yeah.
Like, Jamie didn't have it together. So why did we put Jamie in charge of all this?
I think Jamie put Jamie in charge somehow.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that really became his career. That was the only stable thing he did that he could get any money. And so a lot of people looked at that and said, you know, Britney has really kind of lived her life as a captive. And there's a lot of sympathy that goes to Britney because, you know, we saw her. She was rushed by the paparazzi. She had all these hits. She had all these high-profile relationships. She did several interviews where she broke down in tears. The Diane Sawyer one was tough. She had one with Matt Lauer. And she was crying in that, saying she just wished for the paparazzi to leave her alone. Then we had that one guy that was crying about, leave Britney alone. And so now she's really become a very sympathetic character. And for some reason, since this Framing Britney documentary came out, there's a lot of people in the crosshairs for how they treated Britney back in 2007.
Diane Sawyer, you're canceled.
Yeah. Sarah Silverman, Matt Lauer, and even Justin Timberlake was being called out.
Well, I don't know if they should go that deep.
Because you can't. Because we started talking about this the other day, and I said, well, didn't Britney cheat on Justin Timberlake? And then people started yelling at me, but Justin cheated on Jessica Biel. Like, well, it's kind of different in a different time period, and one doesn't really.
Here's what it says verbatim. When I was reading this for the explanation as to why Justin Timberlake is in the crosshairs about all this Britney stuff, it says the Britney and Justin split was 100% told from his point of view, and Britney didn't get a chance to contribute to the narrative, leading to a, quote, pure male revenge fantasy that was played out in the media.
That's not true, though. Britney Spears had every opportunity to answer back if she wanted to. She had a platform. She had music videos. She had people listening to her. She could have easily fired back.
They ran with Justin Timberlake's victim narrative, and she didn't get a chance to spin it back in her direction.
I'm all for not treating people bad in the interviews and all that, but let's not. If she cheated on Justin Timberlake and he did a song about it, that's fair game. If she really cheated on him.
We don't even know. And we'll never know because Justin Timberlake stole the narrative.
Cry me a river. Watch the video.
Yep.
Typical man.
Well, they were getting on him because he clearly put a Britney lookalike in that video.
Oh,
Clearly.
No. Everybody knew what that was about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So as we now are trying to be better people from what we were in the year 2007, somebody's put together a suggestion list of the things that we still make fun of in society, but we really shouldn't. And I think a lot of these things have really changed. They listed in their top 10 people who have anxiety and panic attacks.
People still make fun of it.
They do, but hopefully there's a better awareness.
Oh, you have anxiety attack, you can't take it. I mean, that's what you hear sometimes. It is something people do make fun of still.
Racial jokes. Maybe in 2007 or 10 years ago, we would get by with a few, but where we are today, be very careful of it.
What about a comedian doing racial humor? which will have race jokes in there.
I think it depends upon the person. Personally, I love it all the way around, and I think that's good. But I think sometimes, really, the rule of it is you ever have that friend that you can joke around with because you know that they care about you. And when there's a sense of, I have great feelings towards you and you know that, then you can start poking fun. When you don't know that and you don't have that security and trust with somebody, you take offense when they start ribbing you and making fun of you because you're like, I don't know you like that.
Right.
We're not tight like that. And that's really the problem I think that is going on right now with racial comedy. I still love it. I think it's great. I laugh at it. I think that we should be there when we're healthy. I don't think in this country right now we're racially healthy.
Well, there's also a difference between doing racial comedy and being racist.
Absolutely.
There's two different things.
The ist makes it much different. Shoal is not bad. Ist is. And some people do and don't know the difference on that. And hopefully we can get to a place where we can start doing that more. But, hey, if they suggest that, yeah, maybe right now the racial jokes are something to at least be aware of. Jokes about COVID-19 they put on their list.
But here's the thing about some of the stuff. In life, there's some bad stuff out there.
Yeah.
And for some people, they got to throw a little humor at a terrible situation to get through it.
I'm that way.
I'm that way too.
Yeah, we have a hard time dealing with actual grief in my family, so we make jokes.
I mean, it's not that you want people to die of COVID. That's not. You're lightening the mood in your own little circle. I'm not saying go on the air and make COVID jokes. Of course not.
I think that's the big thing now because everybody can have a large platform with social media. So you have to also be aware of the crowd.
Everyone, if you're on social media, newsflash, you're a public figure now.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're 80. I don't care if you're 15. If you're on social media, publicly speaking, they're going to get you if you say something that they don't like.
Some jokes are for a small room with your tasteless friends. Other jokes you can put on a big platform, but some you definitely should not. Making fun of a woman's body shape is something that we used to make some fun of as a society, but now we definitely should not.
I'm not sure if girls or women were ever cool with that one.
They were, but people didn't care. They don't care, take it. Making fun of somebody's age or how they're aging.
I haven't heard that one before.
You get all these. They're mean to you.
No, you get them too. they go after your aging.
People who are short, people who are bald, people whose voices sound weird or the way they talk.
I don't know anybody that's got a weird voice.
Men having emotions.
What?
Don't make fun of that guy who's going to cry at a movie.
Bird.
Those are all some of the suggestions that are out there.
Again, you don't want to be mean to people, but you also don't want to have society be where you're walking on eggshells either.
Yeah,
that's a terrible place to be.
It is a balance. And unfortunately, something has been happening in our world the last couple of years where we have no balance.
It's overcorrection.
It is. It's overcorrection. We go too far to the right, then we go too far to the left, and we can't find the center.
I blame Twitter.
It is a big part of it, and Facebook, and Instagram, and TikTok, and everything else, and just people too.
You hear comedians talk, and they struggle with some of the stuff they have to go through now. A lot of them won't even do college campuses anymore because it's. They don't know that the comedian's joking.
They don't want to get canceled.
I feel for those comedians because it is a really tough time to be able to do anything because people will jump down your throat about stuff that I don't think they should be jumping down their throat about.
There was a comedian, I forget his name. He was an up-and-comer, but he got interviews after this. He was doing a college show, and he was doing some racial stuff. I mean, I listened to it. I did not think it was offensive. The woman cuts his microphone and 3 people walk on stage, and this awkward moment happens about how the equipment's not working, they have to leave, but they're really kicking him off the stage, and then he calls them out in front of everybody, and then they're just like, oh yeah,
wow,
we don't like your material.
College campuses used to be the place where comedians used to love to go because they could do the edgiest comedy there, and now they find the wokest crowds, and there's not a lot of stuff that you can poke any jokes at. Interesting stuff.
It's tough to do comedy when you're walking on eggshells.
It is. When you're afraid that the world's going to cancel you and all your money's going to instantly dry up.
You just try to have some fun, joke around a little bit.
Nobody wants to be homeless and destitute.
Mm-hmm.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
How would you handle this really awkward family situation? My dad is now with my dead brother's wife.
All right.
Okay.
So, Bird, this would be like if your brother, Big Tuna, passed away untimely, and then your dad, Randy, swooped in and started hitting it with Tuna's wife.
Yeah, I mean, I'm old school when it comes to all that stuff. There's too many other people out in the world. What are you messing with your sons? I don't like
Family.
it. I don't like it. I'm about loyalty, and I think it's kind of not. And I know someone's going to come in and say, oh, but what if they really love each other and it's true love? Oh, sit down.
It says in the email, my brother passed away about 1.5 years ago, and he left behind a wife and a 5-year-old son. And now I just found out that my dad has been in a secret relationship with my brother's widowed wife. It's been going on for the last 3 months, and when I found out, I got really angry at my dad. He claims they fell for each other during the grieving process of my brother's death. Well, my oldest sister doesn't seem to be mad about any of this. She says that she just wants our dad to be happy, and I do too, but I also don't think he should be sleeping with his dead son's wife. We're a very close family, so this has been tough to deal with. Is this disrespectful to my deceased brother, and would you be able to just continue on as a family and not make a big deal about this?
Oh, my family would make such a big deal about. I mean, this is until I'm dead, I would be hearing about this. Can you believe what Dad did with Big Tuna's woman?
Dad, what were you thinking?
For me, and maybe I'm completely wrong and off. I just feel like that would cause too many weird moments in my family, especially after a death. I think the dad needs to be bigger than that.
I don't think it's the right thing. I think the dad is wrong. But if you're the person sending this email, what do you do? Because you're not changing the dad's mind, and your sister is kind of happy for your dad. And clearly the brother's wife is, I guess, into it. So if you say much, you're going to have a splintering in your family, but you're going to be the only one splintered off by the sounds of it. It's going to be your dad and your sister and your brother's ex-wife.
But then you have to hang out with them. That's going to be tough for a lot of. I mean, I guess you don't have to hang out with them, but you know that they're there together.
That's your only two options. You decide, do you take your bitter self to hang out with your family and still see them despite the circumstances that they provide, or are you going to make your stand and say, I am not going to be a part of this family as long as this is going on? That's about the only two options I see.
I think I would tell them, look, I'm not cool with this. I need a little while to get used to it and absorb it. Just please give me my space and maybe take like 1.5 years or 2 years off and hope that they break up.
I have a very probably not good conversation with my dad if that happens. I'm just completely honest and go, I think this is terrible. I think you're going to tear the family apart even more. I get that you're saying you're in love because of the grief.
Right.
We're all grieving.
I understand that in tough situations, you may wind up doing something that's very odd to a lot of people, and this may be the situation that the grief has just struck him this way. Maybe Dad's just an old horny coot. I don't know.
I mean, is grief ever an excuse to do things that aren't cool? I don't think it is.
I mean, wouldn't you feel terrible if you were, passing away and then finding out your dad hooked up with your wife? Like, that would just feel weird.
For the people on that's still around, it's going to be weird.
Think too. I mean, how about that kid? Somebody said, now the grandfather is the new dad.
What?
Wait,
Granddad,
what?
Dad?
It's too much. Save it for Mopo. I can't.
Maybe you just say that out loud and be, you were granddad, now you're dad. Like, what's going on here?
Well, then it makes me think, too, has my dad always had the hots for my sister, for my brother's wife?
Were they hooking up while he was sick?
Was he lusting for her, back, 3 Thanksgivings ago?
It's a Springer episode.
It is.
Just maybe that's all you can do is say, hey, Dad, you were granddad, now you're dad. This is a Springer episode.
I don't want to be on Springer.
You can emotionally be supportive without having to be physically supportive.
Is anybody texting and saying, no, man, this is love, let them be, you guys are judgmental?
No, not one person.
That's good.
Not one person.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's just all about what do you do and how do you handle this situation. I think you probably just say your piece and then you got to decide, can I continue to hang with this dysfunctional family or do I just need to cut off on my own?
Well, Dad is a great lover. I don't know if you knew that part.
Is he?
I mean, he lays it down.
He's got the experience. Oh,
I mean, think about Randy. Randy would treat Big Tuna's ex great.
Take it easy. Randy listens.
Weird things happen. Vanessa in Fort Lauderdale texted in and said, my sister passed away in October and her husband moved another woman in literally a week after her memorial service.
A week?
Yeah.
Moved in a hoe?
Yeah. Actions like this make people very uneasy, and as of right now, my entire family isn't speaking to each other because of all this stuff that has happened. So I understand emotions are extremely high after a passing of a loved one.
It is, especially when it's a major player in the family. My mom was a major player in the family. When she passed away, we saw immediately what it did to our family. It changed the whole dynamic. And when you lose a major player like a dad or a mom, and now you're sleeping with somebody, or
You got to give people time. I mean, you don't even give people time to grieve. A week later, now they have to absorb the fact that you have a new hoochie piece living in the house. Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
I mean, I'm more okay with if your mom or dad, they pass away, and then your mom or dad start dating someone you don't know, and it's soon.
But a week?
It's tough, man.
Moved them in?
I know, it's rough.
Jay Spades in the YouTube chat said that when my aunt died, my uncle brought another woman to the funeral.
What?
That's balls.
Oh, my gosh.
Dang.
That is balls.
Yeah, I think really the conversation comes down to I think every person out there has some dysfunction in their family. No matter how normal you come across, there is some dysfunction. And the question is, how do we all deal with the dysfunction in our families? Ultimately, you want to have a family and you got to recognize and say, look, we're not going to be perfect. Nobody is. How do you deal with it? Because I think sometimes you just say, you know what, when that happens, I just cut that out of my life. What do you do when it's your family? And the question is, do you cut them out of your life?
It takes for everyone in the family to be flexible and understand what you just said. And if they're not, it's a tough battle. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are a lot of families that don't like each other at all. They don't speak.
I think the older you get, too, the more you realize every family is whack.
Every family is whack. If you're listening right now, every family is whack. Yeah. We're all
when you're
screwed up.
little, you don't realize it. You just think that, your family's perfect and this and that. But then as you get older, you're like, damn, we are messed up.
Oh, I know there's people driving around the neighbor or driving in the car right now going, no, that neighbor in my neighborhood, they have it all together. They don't. The dad's on cocaine. The mom's probably, there's something.
Every family's got it.
Yes.
Every family has got dysfunction, or at least one person that's dysfunctional. Got a World Record Wednesday going to be coming up after the dirt. And today, we just got to figure out how we're going to break this thing down, because this one woman trained for 10 months and broke the Guinness World Record for the most chest-to-floor burpees in 1 hour. How many think she knocked out in 1 hour, Virginia? You had to guess.
An hour?
Burpees, yeah. She did burpees for 1 hour straight.
Gosh.
10 months of training went into this. How many do you think she could have got? What do you think that Guinness World Record is?
Let's see if she did.
Step away from the numbers. We don't do math. You don't do math.
I'm saying she did 2,000.
2,000. Okay. That would be an amazing number. 716.
Okay.
Still crazy amount.
I've been training. See, I got it confused. I've been training for a year. I've been doing Slurpees. Totally different.
Yeah. It is different. How many do you think Jaybird can do, and then what is the time limit on that? An hour, I think, is grueling and
not great radio either.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out of an hour.
Yeah.
What's the?
You could do no longer than 5 minutes. You could do as short as 1 minute. What do you think, Virginia?
I think you should do a minute.
No, I gotta do more than that, right? Is that lame? Only a minute?
I think a minute's gonna kill you.
No.
Burpees?
Dog.
No,
1 minute ain't gonna kill me.
I think 5 is good.
How many do you think I can do in 5?
Well,
what's KVJ respectable? You're the meathead on the show.
7?
Yeah, I used to do a ton of burpees. I hate them. They're terrible. And the thing that is true about burpees is, depending upon where you are with your fitness level, maybe the first 10 are not that bad, and then they get pretty awful. I was doing them a lot, so I would say by 15 to 20, my trainer used to be like, we would start and he'd be like, give me 100. And I just remember that was terrible. By 60, I was barely able to move.
First, you're going to cramp up. Then you're going to curse. then you're going to cry, then you're going to quit.
Is this my pep talk? You should start a business, unmotivational speeches. If you want to have someone come in and really bring the room down, Virginia Sinicki's your man.
I'm just giving you reality, dog.
I don't want... No, lie to me before a challenge. That's what you have to do. Prime the pump.
You're going to do pretty well your first minute. That's why I think 5 is a good number. 5 minutes is a good number to do here because your first minute will look good. It'll be impressive. You're going to start off that first 10, maybe 15. You'll be like, okay, that's pretty good. Minute 2 will maybe be 3/4 of what minute 1 was. Minute 3, I think, is where you really start falling apart.
Okay. Nate C. in the chat room saying, he doesn't get past 20 burpees. Nate C.,
No, you
sit
will.
down.
In 5 minutes,
Whatever.
yeah, you will. But I think it's how quickly you really burn on them. Like I said, when I used to have to do a ton like that, I was embarrassing looking. I was barely pulling myself off the floor, and that's when it's rough. And that you definitely hit that point. So will you hit that point in 5 minutes?
So, Nikki, what do you think I got? 5 minutes, full gorilla, the bird going hard.
32.
Now that's the number I get. Now I'm thinking about the witch the entire time. 32 is my goal. Now I want to destroy the number 32.
Okay. I wish I would have clocked. I never did it by time. I'm curious how long it would take me to do 100 when I would do that.
10
And that
minutes? 10 minutes is too long?
for this, yeah, for radio. But I'm trying to remember if it would have taken me 5 or 10 minutes, how long it took me to do 100.
Someone's shoving hair in my microphone.
There's actual hair in your microphone.
And it's
I
not
see
my,
it.
It's
I
not
can
my
see
hair
it.
either. Someone's shoving hair?
Somebody comes in here and uses my headphones too, and I haven't really talked about it, but it makes me unnerved because there's a giant sign on the door that says COVID. Nobody else can come in this studio.
That hair just went up my nostril and almost made me sneeze.
I
That's
can
not
see it. It's a
that's
big hair.
not
It's hanging
my
right off
It's
your
a blonde
microphone.
hair.
It's a blonde hair.
You need to shave your microphone.
We don't have any blondes on this show.
Yeah, that's odd.
It's a long blonde hair stuck in your microphone. Obviously, somebody's coming in here using my headphones and putting their hair on your mic.
rubbing my microphone with their hair.
Yeah.
Which, that's
At least it looks like it's a chick. It's a long hair.
very COVID friendly.
Okay, to the burpees, I think that you will easily do 10. I think you do 15 in minute 1. I think that you will do 10 minute 2. I think we'll be getting down to 5. I think 50 is the number.
Man, you believe in me. The chat room does not.
They're not even giving you to 50?
I mean, the numbers that are coming in here are very insulting. 17.
Oh,
No way.
Oh,
No way.
20.
No way.
All these jokers. These Johnny Come Latelys, Virginia.
That's crazy. I mean, she did 716 in an hour.
Carly says 10. Come on, Carly.
What I told you about the comments.
I gotta read them. I'm obsessive.
Okay. All right. So we'll get to that coming up here in a second. In 5 minutes, how many burpees can Jaybird do? We'll find out after the dirt. All right.
This will be more mediocrity coming to follow. Don't worry.
Okay, we're talking about World Record Wednesday here. The Guinness World Record set by a Minnesota woman is 716 chest-to-floor burpees in 1 hour.
Chest to floor burpees.
I just want to make because I
Do
know
one, Kevin. I just want to see one properly so we can see one done right today.
That's a great suggestion, Virginia.
Okay.
Full of great
I'm
suggestions.
sure we're not going to see one the rest of the day.
Yeah, so
We just need one.
chest-to-floor burpees, I mean, you just go all the way down. And I think the other thing, too, you have to stand upright. So
You got to stand upright.
yeah,
Okay.
we won't put the jump at the end. So
All right.
It's just from this down to the floor.
Okay.
Down up.
All
Some
right.
people jump.
Okay.
You don't have to jump, though. I don't think there's a jump.
There is a jump,
Do you
but-
have to jump or no?
You do have to jump.
Oh, you do?
I
Okay.
think, right? That's a burpee.
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. All
You
right.
gotta ask him about burpees. Again, ask me about Slurpees. He knows burpees. That's
okay.
our thing.
Yeah, we'll put the jump in there. I think that is a big part of
Back
it.
in the day, we had that same trainer for a while, and he
Yeah.
used to say, and his wife, they would always say, you got to jump.
Okay. Then
So,
there you
I
go.
just want to do one practice one. Slowly. So I jump down, right?
Yeah,
Here,
chest to floor, so
and then
your chest needs to
back
touch
up.
the floor and then you come
All
back
right.
up. Yeah. Okay. So to kind of break down what she did, 716 in 1 hour, she was doing just less than 12 a minute. and just less than 60 in 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
And we had put it as high as 50, so that might be ambitious.
She did 60, and she trained for how long?
I think
Yeah.
I
So
should-
we're talking about
Years.
doing a 5-minute time period. We typically go half. That would be 30. That would be the mark.
Chat room was right.
The chat room was right.
Okay. All right. So that's what we have it set at. Okay. It is going to be the mark of can Bird do 30 in 5 minutes. World Record Wednesday is on. The world record set by a Minnesota woman completing 716 chest to floor burpees in 1 hour. She trained 10 months to build up the stamina to be able to do that. We're certainly not going to take an hour of your time. We're going to take 5 minutes to see how Jay-Bird can do here. Breaking it all down, what she did, she was averaging just less than 12 a minute and just less than 60 burpees in 5 minutes. We're doing a 5-minute time period. We're going to say that KVJ impressive would be 30. That would be half of what she did in 5 minutes.
Will you all count for me? I'm gonna try to go into the zone. I'm gonna try to just
AutoZone?
I'm gonna try to get out of here for about 5 minutes mentally. I'm gonna go to a different place.
You need to get new wiper blades.
Yes. Okay.
I do. Are you making fun of me right now? I'm
She's
trying to
gotta
get
check,
focused right now.
Yeah,
I thought you might have saw something when I was driving away from her the other day, because there's a very good chance I do need wiper blades.
Okay. 30 is the number. Virginia, you going over or under that number?
I'm actually going over.
Over
I am.
30 and a half.
I believe you'll be around 32.
Wow.
Yeah.
Suits, what do you think? You going over or under on that? Suits is going over. Okay.
If I get 32, will you give me a Coca-Cola bath?
No.
Oh man, well
That'd be so sticky all over everything.
all right. What a be spontaneous and fun.
We just got the walls painted.
Never mind. Sorry, chasing greatness over here. My bad.
Can you chase it outside? I'll pour it on you in the parking lot. How about that? Right next to your broken ass wiper blades.
I don't have broken wiper blades. Stop it.
I think Denny's just signaled not only over, but did you say 500 or 500?
500?
500. He's so high.
That's how many bong rips he just did.
Now he's just being silly.
Now it's disrespectful.
It's just disrespectful.
Yeah, it is.
He's mocking you.
He's mocking me.
There's mockery in that. Okay, 30 is the mark that is set for the bird.
Are you going to leave that tundra hat on?
Like I said, I'm gonna go away for about 5 minutes. Just let me go.
Just kind of get in your own little world and do this. Yeah.
I'll see you in 5 minutes. 5 to 6 mins. I'll see you guys again, but I don't know where I'm going. It ain't gonna be here.
Do you want me to call the paramedics when you overheat from that hat?
If I overheat, I can just take off the hat. It's pretty easy, right, Kev?
You rip it off, yeah.
I mean, rip it off.
Rip it off. Yeah.
But you can start with it off and put your hair in a ponytail.
You could also just, not talk anymore. We can get this bit going. I mean, we've been selling this bit for 20
I know,
minutes.
we can't get it going here. Virginia's got more to say.
I'm cheering for your success.
Someone who put a nickel in you? We get it. You don't think I'm gonna do well?
All right, fine. Overheat.
Oh, you're the one saying I'm gonna do the best.
Okay, here we go. All right, we're trying to get 30 burpees in 5 minutes. That would be KVJ respectable. They can't figure out if Jaybird's now figuring out that if he jumps under the speaker, he might crack his head.
Should I go over there, you think?
Yeah, talk to the camera crew over there. They're the ones working this for Kvj TV. So
Well, I can do
be
it
the
right here.
ones.
Okay, yeah.
All right, we're good.
Okay, you got it. Got it enough there. Okay.
All right, you tell me when, Coach.
Okay. All right. Here you go. On your mark, get set, and go. Okay, there is one burpee. He's done there.
Okay.
He's got two.
He's got so
down.
much stuff over there.
Yeah, that's part of the problem. I get,
you counting?
4 burpees. Yeah, five burpees so far. That is six burpees that he's done there. 7 burpees that he's done. You can see, okay, he's still got great form. He's at 8. He's got 9 burpees that he's just done. Looks great. No slowing down. First 10 is not a problem at all here when it comes to Jaybird doing burpees. Okay, he's getting ready to do his 12th burpee now. A little bit of fatigue is starting to settle in. At 12, that one was a little bit slower. That was 13 right there. And he's approaching, there's 14. He's almost done with his first minute.
He's coming down hard.
13, yeah.
Let me just tell you over here.
Okay.
She's hitting it.
16. I got to tell you, he was pretty much on pace with where she was at about 12 in his, well, okay, his first minute's just over. He's actually ahead. She spaced it out a little bit more. Denny's got you got the count in there, Denny's? Okay, Denny's over there working it as well. Okay. Do you have how many he's done? Because, yeah. Okay. All right, Jaybir's going to take a little bit of a drink there. As he does this.
That was 20. This will be 21.
Okay. All right, yeah, have you
21.
Okay, he's got 3.5 minutes left here. Now, 30 was it. We all went over on 30. Keep in mind, she knew she was going for an hour, so she did 60 in 5 minutes. Oh, boy's getting winded.
23.
So far, are you not impressed, Virginia, here?
Very.
With
24.
what he's doing? 24 burpees like that? I would say right now, you can basically tell everybody to eat it. Because in 2 minutes, you just went to the 2-minute mark, and he did what, 25?
That's 26.
26.
Oh, she's down.
Okay.
She's down.
He done 26. This is where it becomes a problem. Because, yeah, I knew his first 2 minutes would be pretty good, and they were 26. He was averaging 13 a minute. He's ahead of where she was. If you broke it down for time, 13 a minute. And the question is, he's going to get to 30, right? Yeah. Easily.
I think so.
Okay. All right. What is he at right now, Virginia? Denny?
This next one will be 30.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go, Bird. Here we go, Bird. You still got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left.
30.
On this. He's at 30 right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is impressive stuff. Not to mention, it's going to help you in your diet challenge. Suits a better match. You should match and double Suits every burpee he does today. Keep in mind, you guys are in that diet challenge that ends in 2 weeks.
Uh-oh.
Okay, he's got 2 minutes left on the clock. How many more is he going to get past 30?
He's at 32 and a half.
32 and a half. Okay. Now, the world record mark, she had done 60 in 5 minutes. So, it doesn't look like, I don't know, could he get to 60? That would be unbelievably shocking if he could get to 60. Boy, there's a lot of pain in here now.
35.
Okay, he's at 35. Okay. Okay, he did a double jump on that without going down. Oh, I just heard something. I heard something snap.
My knee.
Uh-oh. What was that snap? Is his knee in socket, Virginia?
It looks to be
Or do
in
you need
socket.
To kick it? You need to kick it back in shape.
I'm happy to punt it.
Okay, he's got 1:14 left here. Denny's, what is the burpee count? Jaybird here going for the world record?
37.
37? Do you think he could get to 60?
No.
Okay. No.
38.
It's
Never.
an emphatic no. Dude, you are just 12 away. You got 1 minute left. Could he get to 60 in 5 minutes? That would be honestly shock the world, right?
Yes.
I mean, that you're actually on pace for the world record, not to say you're going to get to 716 like she did in 1 hour, but on a 5-minute pace, you would match it. Okay, he's down at 37 seconds. He is laying backwards. It's really falling apart now.
That was 40.
That was 40. Okay, so we're not going to do 60. Could he get... No, he's not going to get to 50. Can he get 45? Okay, he's...
Oh, boy.
He is spinning around like he is a drunk man. He's falling, bumping into the walls. Okay, he's back at it, just throwing another burpee. He's got his last 15 seconds left.
What number? What number?
41.
Okay, he's
41.
Okay, he's at
42.
8,
42.
7, 6, 5, 4. He's going to throw up. 3, 2, 1. He's going to end the 5 minutes on the floor. Time is up.
42.
Okay, 42 was the number.
That's impressive.
That was really impressive. 42 burpees. Bird
I'll
did.
get you water.
4-2 with the 0 behind it is what, Denny's?
Oh, yeah. 420. Time to celebrate.
Okay. That's impressive, man. You've inspired me.
42.
I'm gonna do that today. 5 minutes. See how many burpees you can do. 5 minutes. That's a challenge.
You okay?
How you doing, Bird?
He's
How
pouring
do you-
water on himself. Oh, imagine that. He's overheated because of that hat.
Well, I mean, it's his good luck charm, Virginia. It gives him power. How would you say you're feeling right now, Bird? What's? Oh, he can't talk.
He can't.
He's just rolled into the fetal position. Do we have a camera on him?
He doesn't look good. I don't think we have a camera going down that low.
Oh, okay. We need to get a camera on Bird there. Because, he's... Oh, boy. Is he going to throw up on himself?
I think he's going to throw up.
Oh,
Denny's!
Boy. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Bring the receptacle.
Denny's went for a bong rip. He's not here. Okay, he needs more water. Okay. Please give me water.
Please.
I got to tell you, that's impressive.
Yeah.
You shocked the chat room. You shocked the world. That is definitely KVJ impressive. 42 burpees in 5 minutes and a lot of vomit. All right, coming up here in a couple minutes, we got a bunch of emails for Am I the Jerk? We got a dad who sent in an email. I think he's trying to defend himself because he has been called out. He says, am I the jerk for parking in a new mom's spot?
Yes.
Okay. He wants to present his case coming up next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Am I the jerk? Sometimes things happen in life and you wonder, as somebody calls you out saying, I don't feel like I'm in the wrong here. Am I? If you ever feel like you're going nuts because of that, just send us an email and we'll give you the fair ruling on it. This guy had sent an email in here, wants to defend himself. He says, is he the jerk for parking in a new mom's spot? Here's what his email says. It says, my wife and I recently had our second child. Due to COVID restrictions at the doctor's office, only one parent is allowed to attend our daughter's monthly appointments. Since I can work from home and have more flexible work hours, I am the one running our baby to the appointments. And since I am home, I also have our 3-year-old with me too. The doctor's office is in a busy strip mall where most of the spots are taken up. So I just park in the spots that are reserved for the new mothers because I figure that what's the difference between them and me? Yesterday, though, I got berated by another mom who said I was a jerk for taking up one of those spots and that it was because of people like me that she had to walk from the back of the parking lot. My wife thinks that I should stop parking there too, but I don't see why it is such a jerky thing to do. Am I the jerk? And if so, why?
So wait, somebody called you out while you had the baby?
Yes, apparently so. And they said, you're a man. You are parking here in this new mom's parking spot. And you're not supposed to be parking here because you're not a mom. You're a dad. And he's like, well, what's the difference?
Well,
If my wife were here or if it were me, this seems sexist to me.
the difference is what your body goes through. I mean, you didn't actually push the baby out of your penis, sir. And usually a new mom is recovering, whether she had a C-section or a regular birth. It's rough on the body when you're a new mom trying to get back to the old you. I see what she's saying, but if you had the baby with you, I mean, it should be a new parent spot. How about that?
So
Yeah.
if it's an au pair that didn't give birth to the baby, but they have the babies there and they park there, technically they shouldn't be parking there either then.
They can park in the back.
I think, I guess there are two different elements of challenge here. One is you have a baby and a 3-year-old. Now, that would be the same no matter if it's male or female.
That sounds terrible.
That's tough. And then you have the other challenge you talked about is if you had just given birth, you may still have some pain,
issues. Yes.
things slowing you down.
It takes a while for your body to heal from that. Months.
And that's the only added advantage. Otherwise, if we take that element out of it, then absolutely a new dad, a new mom, a new au pair, anybody should be able to use that because at the same time, you don't want to necessarily traipse a 3-year-old through the parking lot and a baby. It's better and safer if they are just right by the door and can go right in.
I can't imagine why somebody would speak up to him like that when they saw him, I'm sure, struggling with a baby and a 3-year-old.
It might be a mom who is, imagine if you're feeling pain and you couldn't get the close-up spot and you see a man took it and he looks like he's spry.
able-bodied.
Able-bodied, and as with each step, your pain was increasing and you had the same complications as him and he's there and now you're grumpy and you see him. I could see why maybe a mom might go off on him.
Yeah, I could see that too. But I mean, if he's got that newborn, I think we should all just be quiet.
Okay, so you had said jerk earlier. Do you soften your stance?
I think he shouldn't park there
Okay.
because I think that a new mom has it rougher than a new dad. But we also shouldn't be speaking up to people that have a new baby.
If there's babies there and they're invisible, everyone needs to just whatever. You know what I mean? Let them walk up with the baby. It's about the baby.
Maria said if you're in that much pain, you wouldn't be out to begin with.
You have to. Sorry, Maria. When you have to go to your first pediatric appointment, the baby is a matter of days old.
Okay.
Are you fighting with her, kind of?
Well, I'm just telling you how it is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It doesn't sound like anybody's ruling you as a massive jerk, but if you have the option, park further away and save it for somebody that might be in some kind of pain as they come back. Another email here. Am I the jerk for wearing pajamas to a Zoom memorial service?
What?
It says, my aunt died last week and her memorial service was on Monday. She died of COVID and her husband also has the virus and is still fighting it. He wasn't even able to attend his wife's memorial service. So they set up a Zoom for him and anyone else who couldn't make it. I decided that this was a safer option, so I asked to be included in the Zoom feed. The memorial service was at 10 a.m., and because I got a little bit hammered at a Super Bowl party, I slept in late. So I woke up in a panic at 9:45. I jumped in the shower and I got over to the Zoom call to see the service. I didn't even realize that they would have all of us on a screen in the service where my parents were. My mom called me afterwards in tears. She was irate and mortified that I would dare show up to the memorial service in my pajamas with wet hair. But here's the thing. I didn't show up. I was simply on a screen. Am I a jerk or is my mom totally overreacting? Has it been established that you have to dress up for Zoom memorial services now?
I would never jump on a Zoom call, even a regular one in my pajamas. I don't know. That's just me.
You're out of touch with how death works. You can't wear a pajama to throw on a blouse.
Just put on something nice.
You're at your house.
Show respect. All your family is going to be on the Zoom. Somebody died. Just put on a nice shirt. Blow dry your hair.
This is a man who loves pajamas over here. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. You're a jerk.
You're a jerk
Yeah,
for
it's
wearing
a
the
jerky.
pajamas?
You're not a horrible human, but you did a jerky thing.
Well, it showed, I think, the fact that, you got blasted at a Super Bowl party and then you didn't wake up early. That right there shows your level of importance here. I don't think you rank somebody very high on the level of importance if it's not important enough to not make sure that I'm going to wake up early, I'm fresh, I'm presentable.
And if not for your aunt, do it for your mom.
Yeah, I guess if she would have known that, hey, you're going to be shown on a screen so everybody can see you, she probably thought she was just going to be hiding in the background and I was going to be watching it. And here she is. There's a big screen. Everybody at the memorial service is looking for the people that are watching. And like, oh, my daughter doesn't even do her hair or
Then what you do is you hit the mute button, you get up, you go from the hamper, grab a blouse, whatever the nicest Sunday best you got, you throw it on real quick, right?
Right.
Takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, so I think she was caught by surprise. So are you a jerk? No, I think if you would have known a little bit more about what the whole setup was going to be, that you would have probably planned differerently. So you got caught in a bad situation.
How does somebody not know at this point that on Zoom they're going to be on camera?
I don't know. I guess I wouldn't have thought about it.
There's a lot of dumb people out there.
Yeah. And one more email here. They're wanting to know if they're the jerk. They said they had a little problem with their babysitter and caused a bit of a scene. Am I the jerk because of that? My husband and I desperately needed a babysitter, and we had to go to the friend of a friend to get one because nobody else was available. Well, when we were dropping off our daughter with the babysitter, she was telling us just how secure her house was with hurricane windows, cameras, and her Glock. And I asked her what a Glock was, and she told me it was a gun. I asked why she would keep a gun in a house where there would be children. She said for protection and told me that she was licensed and everything. Well, I hate guns, and I kind of had a bit of a meltdown. I took my daughter, and I made my husband leave with me. He said I looked insane and didn't understand what my problem was. I don't think any good mother would leave their child with a stranger who is packing heat. Am I the jerk for making a scene and refusing to let this woman watch my child?
Oh, my gosh. Well, it's her house. If she wants to have a Glock in her house, she can. If you don't want her to have a Glock, maybe have her come to your home and tell her that, you have a gun-free zone.
Yeah.
You can't tell somebody they can't keep their gun in their house when they have a permit.
Yeah, they just, and somebody who is, not into guns, you see this, you think it's dangerous, you think maybe your kid is going to get into it.
Yeah, we don't keep it in the toy box.
Yeah, most people who are responsible gun owners, they would have a gun safe for that. It would have some kind of fingerprint encryption or a way that a child is not going to be able to get in there. But if anything does happen and you need defense and police are away, if a person is trained on it, they know how to shoot, then you would probably be happy that somebody has that kind of defense for your child. It's just a matter of you, I think, being kind of ignorant and not understanding the situation. But I do know there are some people that are out there that just the word gun and they freak out and they think that it's going to be terrible.
Well, then you throw the word Glock. I'm like, what Glock? What is that? I think I heard Snoop talk about this one time.
Yeah, that's probably what it. Maybe just the word Glock.
Glock. It's unsettling for some people.
Yeah,
they think it's an Uzi.
That just kind of threw her off. She's like, wait, what's a Glock?
Glock. I heard Snoop Doggy Dogg talk about this.
This babysitter should have known when the mom asked, what's a Glock? You're not going to be received with warmth.
When you pick up your kid, they're throwing West Side Gang signs.
Yeah.
West Side?
Yeah, I think this is a moment where you're caught off guard. You weren't prepared, but I would just tell this mom, to educate yourself about the situation. I don't think because you have a gun, at least for me personally, and parents, you got to make your own decisions, but it would not disqualify somebody if they seemed sensible. Now, if they had a face tat, probably everything's out the window.
Unless that face tat person's reading a Bible. Me and Virginia's seen this before. It's remarkable.
I don't know. That guy was still creepy. I know you're on his side, but I still thought he was scary. He was my neighbor, and he was sitting by the intercoastal, Kevin, and he was reading a Bible, but he had a massive face tat, and I was like, I am scared.
I thought he was doing the Lord's work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She was judgmental.
I was very judgmental. I'm like, don't go over there.
Virginia judgmental?
I know, it's shocking.
There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, another quick update on the Gorilla Glue girl, Tesca Brown. So making the viral videos, she wanted to really get her hair to stick, so she sprayed on Gorilla Glue. And now her head has been matted down, basically, with the Gorilla Glue. They finally were able to chop off her ponytail, so they're getting through it. They're using Goof Off Super Glue Remover to try to break through this, but apparently, boy, if you want your hair to hold, Gorilla Glue is the way to go.
And if you get it on your skin, it's going to stay there for a while because it's an industrial strength adhesive.
Yes.
And it says on there, don't get it on your skin. That means your hair too, dummy.
Big dummy. Yeah, she's still flying to L.A. to meet with a Beverly Hills doctor who's going to try to remove the rest of the adhesive spray.
She's going to get 1 million followers on social media. This will all be fine for her.
Yeah, I mean, but forever is going to be known as the Gorilla Glue girl, but I guess it's all good. There was a county court hearing in Texas held over Zoom that got briefly interrupted after a lawyer struggled to remove a video filter that portrayed him as a kitten.
He had to say, Judge, I assure you, I'm not a cat.
Yeah.
We can proceed. And they're like, no, I don't think we can. You're a cat.
Mm-hmm.
Taunton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that.
I'm not a cat.
I'm not a cat. Okay.
That made me belly laugh yesterday when I saw that.
Cops in Palm Harbor, Florida, busted a guy for standing by a road with his junk hanging out on Monday. When they said, "What are you doing?" He said he was protesting for civil rights by showing his penis to traffic.
Makes sense.
Oh, my.
They said doesn't work that way. He got arrested for exposure of sexual organs.
How's that going to help people?
It's basically a perv trying to get his jollies off.
Basically, yeah. So he was arrested for that. There's a guy in Oregon with a bumper sticker that said, "Not drunk, avoiding potholes." Well, that guy with that bumper sticker then accidentally backed into a cop car while drinking Busch Light on Saturday. And guess what? He was drunk.
He was?
Yes, I know.
Shocking.
I know. That is very, very shocking. Got an inmate at a prison in New York that was just busted trying to hide a weapon in his nose. A guard noticed the guy had a tiny shiv in his nostril that was a piece of ceramic sharpened on one end and melted into a plastic cap on the other.
Was he trying to shank a rat? Like a legit
it's
rat?
It's the tiniest little weapon.
Well, you stab someone's finger?
You probably do some damage to that. I don't know.
You'd have to go for the jugs.
I guess so.
Yeah.
The jugular.
The jugular. You're right. Not the boobs.
Not the jugs. Not the jugular.
You okay?
I'm not doing good.
Those burpees, huh?
Oh my gosh! I actually.
How's your jugs?
I think I should go lay down. I'm not even kidding you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Can I go lay down for a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
If you need to take a nap.
I can't keep my head up.
Yeah. 42 burpees. No joke, huh?
I think you broke your neck.
Yeah.
Broke my brain.
Oh.
There's a man who claimed to be innocent following the death of his wife, but was found to be guilty after police used evidence sourced from the Apple Health app on his iPhone to convict him.
Oh, look at this.
The man's wife was found dead after suffering a blow to the head, but her husband claimed that he was drunk and fell while he was asleep in bed. But the health app on his iPhone said otherwise.
Uh-oh.
He said he fell asleep around 10:30 p.m., was in bed till about 5:15 a.m., but his Apple Health app showed that he took a total of 18 steps from 11:03 p.m. to 11:10 p.m., a fact that contradicted his claims. Wow.
And they could show, too, from her phone that she was already asleep and she hadn't started moving at all after a certain time. What he did is he got out of bed and hit her with this bottle.
Yeah.
And then she died, and he thought he was going to get away with it because he's a crime scene investigator.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
What a douche.
Yeah, they believe that he had killed her after an argument about her line of work and then staged the scene to make himself look innocent.
Wow.
Now he's been convicted of reckless manslaughter and ordered to serve a total of 16 years in prison.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm glad they got him.
Yeah. There's a guy in Ohio that went to a Taco Bell on Friday night and told the employees he had a gun and demanded exactly 3 tacos. That was it, 3 tacos. But now he's facing felony robbery charges for 3 tacos.
Dude, what are you doing?
3 tacos?
Stupid people.
Firefighters in North Carolina got a call about a restaurant on fire on Saturday. When they showed up, it turned out that the smoke that they saw was actually just from the restaurant cooking up to 10,000 wings for Super Bowl orders.
10,000!
Wow.
Holy moly.
All those poor chickens. Dang. Some people in Wisconsin made beer snow. They cooked up brats in Leinenkugel beer, then they poured the leftover beer into an air cannon. Okay. That's what you do in Wisconsin, huh?
I don't hate it.
Beer snow. I guess you could eat it then, right?
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff. Have you seen the new name for the Aunt Jemima syrup?
I have.
They're calling it Pearl Milling Company.
It's a little long, but I guess it's like a throwback thing to when they first started the company, and it's got a history story, but it's a long name.
Okay. Well, I mean, it, I guess, seems to...
It's the company that originally started Aunt Jemima back in the late 1800s.
Wow, okay.
Pearl Milling. It sounds 1800s.
Yeah, it does. Taco Bell themselves, they've got a new product out. They just released 2 all-purpose seasonings in grocery stores.
Ooh.
A mild one and a hot one.
Okay.
So now all your food can taste like Taco Bell.
I do like the fact that they sell the Taco Bell mild and hot sauce. You can get that at Walmart and Publix. Mm-hmm. The actual... The sauce.
The sauce, yeah. So now they have seasoning to go along with their sauce, apparently. They say Kellogg's and Little Debbie have teamed up to turn Little Debbie's Cosmic Brownies into a cereal.
Ooh, those Cosmic Brownies, Virginia.
Yeah, I remember those.
And there's a woman on TikTok that is letting you know that if you are not making your mashed potatoes with chicken or beef stock instead of water, you're doing it wrong.
1989 called and said, okay, next.
Yeah, I've been using chicken stock, ladies. Sit down. The new hotness is bone broth.
Some of the stuff,
okay.
Some of the stuff that goes viral, I don't get because it's like, oh, meatballs taste good with garlic. Duh. It's viral.
Okay. Our crew's ahead of us.
Yeah, we know about
Yeah.
this stuff. If it's about flavor, we already got
Are you
it.
talking chicken broth? We know this.
Yeah. Well, something else coming up here in a couple minutes. Miller is giving out $20,000 for a dive bar tab to one lucky winner. How cool is that?
Ooh, that's awesome. How could you ever run up that much? 20 grand?
I know. Well, especially the dive bar, too. Like $2 beer or something like that.
Can you use it over the course of like a year-long visit schedule?
I will give you all the details coming up here in a second. Plus, I'd like to find out, what would you say is South Florida's best dive bar? The best dive bar in South Florida is what? You can give us your thoughts as well. 877-979-WRMF coming up. What would you say is the best dive bar in all of South Florida? We got some of people's favorites coming up here in a second. And the reason why you might care is because of this cool little promotion that Miller High Life is doing. It's a little competition to win a $20,000 High Life Gold card. It's all tied around Valentine's Day, where you tell your dive bar love story in 150 words or less. You email it to them at divebarlovers@promo.millerhighlife.com by this Sunday, Valentine's Day. And they'll be picking out a winner and announcing it on Monday. And what they do is they will rent out your favorite local dive bar just for you and your special date. You'll get endless peanuts, popcorn, bar food, premium Wisconsin bratwurst, and other charcuterie. And then they're going to have a $20,000 bar tab credit for you.
Wow.
So that's basically what you win, which is pretty awesome. And you know, at dive bars, that's one of the things that's great is the price usually of beers and everything else you're going to get there is just amazing. I mean, you can walk out of some places hammered at $5. Which, I mean, come on. Where else are you going to do that, huh? So if you had to say what would be the dive bar you would choose to have this romantic evening, what is your choice? I know, Virginia, when we first got to town, we were regulars at the Ice Box, which is by Palm Beach International, or was, and they, I think, have revamped it and changed it.
No longer is the ice box.
Yeah, I remember they were open till 5 a.m. and then they'd reopen at 7. They would just basically hose the place down for a couple hours and crack it back open again.
It's pretty unique.
We could get those amazing chicken wings at like 9 a.m. in the morning.
Yes, they had some good chicken wings.
Yeah, they did.
I think current day favorite dive bar, I'm going Brass Ring.
Okay.
I love it.
They got a couple locations. They got the one in North Palm, one in Royal Palm.
I like the one in Lake Park.
Lake Park?
It's the OG.
Okay.
It's more gritty. I think the other ones are a little bit more fancy.
If I had a nickel for every time I was in that place, I would have probably 75 nickels. A lot. I'd have a lot of nickels.
Yeah, a lot of nickels. Yeah. Yeah, those are all great suggestions. Probably the favorite, at least, of a couple people in the YouTube chat is the Elbow Room, Fort Lauderdale. So you'd have to say that is one of the most iconic and oldest dive bars.
Some of the dive bars are no longer standing.
That's what they say is sad, is they're out of business. And you got to kind of wonder, I love they're doing this promotion for dive bars, because I'm sure there are a lot of dive bars that have been around forever and were just hanging on before the pandemic.
What about your swamp grass?
So I was going to say, Palm Beach Gardens area has a lot. You got Swamp Grass Willie's. You've got where your boy, and it always slips.
Pirates Well.
Pirates Well.
Pirates Well, yeah.
That
Candace agrees. She said both of those.
Snuggery.
Snuggery is up there. That is on PGA.
And then the one place in Gardens I loved, me, Panda would always go there, do karaoke, Foster's Pub 1. And I think Foster's 2 is still open.
Foster's 2 on Okeechobee, by
that's
the
still
Turnpike.
open. I got kicked
The
out of that
original
bar.
Fosters, they tore that thing down.
I think they did. I got kicked out of the second one.
I remember it was so smoky.
Because the
first one.
ceiling
Oh, it was
was
tough.
so
Yeah.
low.
Yeah.
Everybody was smoking, and the ceiling was like really low.
But talk about just raw karaoke. It was like the Fight Club of karaoke.
Yeah.
In there.
Some of the other suggestions, people said Harry's Banana Farm in Lake Worth. You ever seen that on Lake Avenue?
Yes, I have.
It is a small little divey place. I love the look of that. I think that's the one that's on Lake Avenue. There's another one that's on Dixie. Maybe that's the one that's on Dixie.
What's your definition of a dive bar? When does it become not a dive bar? Where's the difference here?
Well, to me, dive bar, it's dark, it's small.
It hasn't been like fancified. Like they fancify so much of South Florida. They fancify it and make it look all pretty and shiny. And no, sometimes you like a gritty bar.
Dark, where everyone's better looking.
Yeah,
I got secrets. I want to sit in a corner and tell them.
Yeah.
The darker the bar, the darker the crow's feet.
It's just fun though. I love little dive bars. They are really cool. Yeah, there's one in Delray I'm trying to think of. It's kind of down towards Boston's on the beach. My wife and I went there, and it's kind of behind a little motel. It's not too far from the end of the strip there.
Okay.
And I had never found it before, and it was everything you'd want. It was just dark and...
There's a place in Jupiter called Dive Bar, and don't be tricked, it's not a dive bar.
Oh, really?
It is actually a beautiful waterfront little establishment. It's very pretty.
Someone said O'Shea's, and I disagree. I think O'Shea's is too nice of too big of a bar, right? Would you consider that I don't consider that dive.
That's like an Irish brew house.
Yeah.
No.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And I don't think dive bar means, awful bar. I just think
it's small and dark.
Yeah.
That's really the first two things I think of. Dirty's probably three. But,
But that's last on the list. And honestly, if you break it down, what isn't dirty?
And it could mean the people, and
dive bars attract dirty people. I'm sorry.
They do. Yeah. A couple other suggestions: Sharky's in Coral Springs, the Lion and Eagle Pub in Boca Raton, and a place I'm sad to say, it sounds like from this text, it's closed. There used to be one on Sunrise Boulevard across from the Galleria Mall called The Hut. My wife and I saw that one time, and we're like, we have to get there. And the door was like open, and it just looked like if you went in there, you probably were coming out with a stab wound. They said we could go there at 7 in the morning, and there'd be people sitting at the bar drinking and smoking.
Wow.
You say used to be. I hope it's not, because I have not gotten there yet, and I love dive bars. So not there. If there's one that we left off the list, you can let us know. 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. And I'm kind of excited to get to this. One of our KVJ Nationers yesterday had sent us a photo of an action figure that needed to happen. And it is guy wearing a wolf shirt. Just a guy with denim jean shorts on with shoes and nice goatee and a wolf shirt. And that is the action figure. So somebody said, if we were putting together our own Florida Man line of action figures, who deserves their own and what would they look like? Some more great suggestions for the best dive bars in South Florida. To put together a nice little list on this. Maybe we can make this a blog for the day. A lot of people always talk about that Sail Inn in Delray. Definitely a place to mention. Also, Ralph's Stand-Up Bar in Jupiter, somebody had said, and Average Joe's in Jupiter. A couple places to check out. And
there's a couple of places on that center street.
Yes.
Right there, across from the ale house.
Yeah, you got the Average Joe's. There's another one that everyone always talks about in Jupiter. It's kind of
Uncle Mick's is
Uncle
another
Mick's,
one. Yeah.
that's the one.
Uh-huh.
That's a bigger bar, though, but it's got the feel of a dive bar.
There's a couple places in Palm Springs, like McKenna's, somebody said to check out, is a great dive bar, and also Johnny Q's is another one to go. A little bit further north in the Pizzle, there's Mumbles, and then there's the Jetty in Fort Pierce for a great dive bar. And if you head a little bit down south, somebody said check out Briny Pub in Pompano Beach, or if you just walk the Hollywood Broadwalk there's a lot of dive bars in that area.
There was one bar. It wasn't called Stabbies, but it was something like Stabbies.
Stabbies.
It's not. I know it's not Stabbies, but it's
Scabbies.
No, it's not.
That's worse. Definitely.
Oh, Stabbies. I don't know if I want to go to Stabbies.
I don't want to go to Stabbies or Scabbies.
I think we went there before. It's a dive bar. I'm not going to play this game again. I can't. My brain's not working. I thought it was called Stabbies. I'm wrong.
Bird is still reeling from doing burpees
He
earlier.
has not recovered
Yeah.
from that exercise bit.
Boy's not doing well.
I am not doing well, and it's starting to go into the area of concern.
He can't stop coughing. I think the bit gave him COVID.
Yeah,
That'd be terrible.
Oh, the water keeps going down the wrong hole when I drink it. I got that BAG, that bitch ass grip. I can't grip my water.
His whole arms are trembling like a newborn calf.
I'm like a baby cow. I'm like, I can't walk.
I can't wait. I can't carry my weight.
Poor guy.
Do we got to get you a wheelchair?
No.
Yeah, he did for World Record Wednesday. Tried to see how many burpees he could do in 5 minutes. The record was 716 in 1 hour, or an average of 60 every 5 minutes. Jaybird got to 42 burpees in 5 minutes.
I'm just waiting for the one comment. Bird, you're so dramatic. Okay, stop talking about it, you jerk.
I'm writing that right now.
Hold on a second.
It's coming.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and you just fell out
He
of your
just
chair.
fell out of his chair, but on the way down, smacked his kneecap into the counter.
Oh, that's tough.
Don't mind me.
He's got those baby calf arms. He couldn't even catch himself.
He couldn't. He went face first. Right down.
You might need to call in sick for the podcast.
I think I have to call in sick for the rest of the day.
Bird's done.
We're going to have to cancel all feats of any kind of exercise on this show.
Yeah, that's it. He's over.
What a wuss.
42 burpees. Who would have known? That's it. And he's done. All right, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, we got a lot of really good suggestions on this. If we did a Florida Man line of action figures made to capture the glory of Florida's most fascinating characters, who would we have and what accessories would come with them? We'll put the list together coming up next.
Want to see what Virginia looks like on camera? And Kevin and Jason? YouTube.com/KVJ Show.
We have one of our KVJ Nationers send us a photo of this new action figure. It's a guy wearing a wolf shirt. And Virginia has a great story about a date she had with a guy in a wolf shirt that didn't go well.
Didn't go well. And it wasn't his fault. It was the shirt.
Yeah. And so somebody said, we should put together our own Florida Man line of action figures. And oddly enough, these actually would probably sell as a weird novelty item because the Florida Man phenomenon is just so big.
Yes, it is.
So if we were doing a brainstorming here to come up with the characters that we would use for our own line of action figures based on the Florida Man, who deserves their own action figure, and then what accessories would come along with them? There's so many different things that we could do, and here's some of the suggestions. Now, this will be a pitch meeting. You guys can tell me if you are buying or selling here with some of these that we have here. We have got the Everglades Snake Hunter, complete with oversized boa and removable hand.
Ooh, I love that.
That's real good. I'd buy that one.
Okay. That seems like definitely one to go for. Okay, we'll put that in the positive category. How about Dive Bar Hag with removable teeth?
I love her.
You could also throw in a bag where she could bring in drinks and flasks.
She'd have something else that goes along with it.
You could have multiple accessories.
Yeah, and she may or may not have her kids in the car.
That could be actually a play set where you have the vehicle along with the two sad children.
Yeah. We've got dirty, shirtless, open container guy with child's bicycle.
Oh,
yeah.
I like it.
Saw him a few weeks ago.
And why are they always riding a kid's bike? It's an oversized man on a small bicycle. Let me see. Some other suggestions. We've got shirtless, middle-aged paddleboarder with a Jimmy Buffett CD.
To piggyback on that one, I got one. The Guy Harvey red face fisherman figure. He's the guy. He's got a red face because he's been drinking his entire life. And he's got the Guy Harvey shirt on. It comes with a fishing pole and a 12-pack of beer.
And it also comes with an optional dock lizard, one of those skeezy girls that hangs out on the dock hoping to get on a boat.
And you could buy you could buy the whole play set. You could also buy his disappointed wife.
Oh yeah. They always have a wife.
Always a disappointed wife.
Okay, let me see. Sarah suggested we could go with the native Floridian guy in flip-flops eating a pub sub and drinking a locally made brew.
I love it.
Okay.
That's kind of you.
We'll just call him Kevin.
How about this guy? The sunglasses in the club at night douche figure.
Yes.
We need one of them, like a Sobe kind of a guy.
Totally.
Yeah, okay.
You could even,
South Beach sunglasses at night guy.
you could do a South Beach bouncer set. It comes in 3. It
Totally.
Yeah,
comes
they
in
would go together, yeah.
It comes in 3, and they have one extra figure. That's the guy they're beating up.
Tammy said the guy who throws the gator through the drive-through window has to be in the lineup.
Pranky gator
Yeah,
guy.
he's in a car.
Okay.
Remember that? The guy did that in Royal Palm of the Wendy's, chucked the gator through the drive-through window. Sarah had said Spring Break Girl comes with multiple regrettable tattoos and a tiny stomach pump.
Okay.
Okay.
The chain-smoking woman in the rain, it's going to be a little bit more expensive because you're going to have a rain contraption in the play set.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she continues to smoke in the rain.
Jem would like to have a Florida Man action figure, the guy who honks his horn the nanosecond the light turns green, complete with Honda Civic hatchback.
Yes. Oh, that guy is so annoying.
I mean, you have to have a Florida Highway Patrol flat-top cop. You have to have that.
FHP guy. Oh, that would be a cool one, yeah.
With a motorcycle.
Dave said we need guy wearing a pizza jumpsuit on National Pizza Day with a fur cap.
I know that guy.
That's a good one. I like it.
How much pizza did you eat yesterday?
I ate, a good amount. I only went to one place, though. One place.
Okay.
I know. I was going to do more and just got away
You
from
had all
it.
these big dreams, talking a big game.
Well, someone suggested it to me, and I went. So
Did you like it?
I liked it.
Uh-oh, he didn't like it that
That's
much.
not true.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't that emphatic. It wasn't amazing.
We won't talk about
It was
where you
just
went.
okay.
You
It
thought
was
it was okay.
Just okay.
I never said that.
If that.
I never
Oh.
Wow. Oh, yeah, the truth comes out. Truth comes out. How about Florida Man action figure set? You got to have the Snowbird in there. Snowbird complete with liver spots and face covering sunglasses.
Totally.
That works. And how about Face Eater guy with crazy eyes and bath salts?
I think that's going to be a mail away. You have to mail away for that one.
That's
It's a special one.
limited edition
Yes.
kind of one.
Signed and numbered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Bruno Mars there. I had seen a story that Bruno Mars was actually part of this scam.
I saw that.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
He wasn't even a part of it.
Yeah, his name was just in it because you had this poor sap that thought that she was linking up with the real Bruno Mars and wound up losing like, what, $100,000 in the scam?
They took all this money from her, and I was like, girl, I mean, you've got to be kind of stupid to think Bruno Mars wants your money.
This actually happens more than you think. There was people that were posing as guys from the Eagles, some of the more not famous ones, and it's not that. I mean, it can trick people, and it got scam people out of money.
I know, but as soon as somebody famous asks you for money and you're a regular person, some kind of flip switch should happen where you go, oh, wait a minute, this is a scam. Like, why are these people giving $100,000 to the fake Bruno Mars?
Kind of like when the country singer Toby Keith reached out and wanted to be my dad's friend on Twitter. It's like, Dad, I don't think celebrities do that.
Yeah. A couple more last-minute pitches here for our Florida Man line of action figures. What fascinating characters do we still need to include, and what accessories would they come with? Somebody said the obvious tourist. Haven't had that yet. Complete with Hawaiian shirt, white legs, and knee-high socks and sandals. Okay.
You could do the transplant New Yorker, and then it pulls a string, and it just starts yelling at you.
Yeah.
About the Jets
Just
or
about
the Yankees.
Just about how much New York is better than Florida, but they're still living in Florida.
So we said the Florida good old boy redneck with the huge truck, cut-off sleeves, camouflage cap, and the small penis. Okay.
And, don't forget truck balls.
That's right. You know what you can have with the truck farts, too.
Oh, yeah.
That big old diesel thing.
You were a victim of truck farts, and you were brave enough to tell your story.
I was. I'm a victim. Don't forget about the man on the electric scooter with the oxygen tank smoking a cigarette. It's a good one. I'd buy that one. Somebody else said, what about the faux rich guy? You know, with the knockoff designer shoes and Rolex.
And he's going around talking about how much money he's got.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, his everything is rental, including the Lamborghini.
Yeah, in fact, they said Repo Man and overextended Mercedes sold separately. That's not a bad one. Constitutional Karen action figure comes with pocket constitution, handcuffs, and printouts of COVID stats. That's a good one. Gas station panhandler with a can of Natty Ice and a not gonna lie, need a beer sign.
Yeah. The older I get, the more I really admire the honesty of that sign.
Yeah.
Why lie? I need a beer.
This is where I am. And somebody said you need an action figure for the shirtless face tat guy with a snake that snaps around the neck.
That's going to be a popular figure.
Yeah, he's so sad that Sunfest got canceled.
Yeah, but Sunfest is in his heart. You know what I mean? He's still celebrating Sunfest, that guy.
He'll still walk up and down Clematis 87 times on a Saturday.
Yes, he will.
Honestly, if we could get this whole line made,
I know. I'd buy it first
I'm
of all.
looking at this
Kevin,
whole list, and there's about 20 or 25. I'm like, I would buy all this and have this out. What a great... This actually could be a big idea.
This is a great side hustle.
Yeah.
We need to figure out who manufactures action figures. Jaybird, you would know that.
I thought I saw Engineer Keith talking about in the chat room how he could 3D print these things.
Dang.
I thought I saw that.
Florida Man
I could have
action
dreamt
figures.
it. I dream a lot of weird
3D printing is how you can make these. That's how we got those renegade Baby Yodas. Remember that?
That is... Yes. Yeah, that's definitely illegal.
We all own illegal Baby Yodas, and they're incredibly awesome.
Something tells me Disney or George Lucas ain't cool with that.
Come and get me. Mine's in my closet, George.
There you go. All right, we got Jaybird going to be wrapping us up if he can get his mind going for a thought for the day. His thought is probably don't do burpees, but aside from that, what else is he going to tell you coming up?
Looking for some KVJ merchandise and swag? Go to kvjshow.com and click KVJ gear.
Are you feeling any better, Jaybird? How you doing? Because earlier he did for World Record Wednesday, seeing how many burpees he could do in 5 minutes. The world record is 716 in an hour, but that breaks down to 60 on average every 5 minutes, and we want to see how close you could get to 60. And you got 42. You fell 18 short of the 5 minute average.
Ever since that burpee challenge, I'm not kidding, I've aged in my face. I feel like the Emperor from Star Wars.
You've aged.
I don't. When I get tired like that,
it is amazing how much something that's supposed to be so good for you can make you look so bad. I look terrible when and after I exercise.
I'm looking in the KVJ, like the playback. I have jaundice face right now. I look like I have jaundice.
You lost all the color.
Yeah.
And now you look like yellow.
I look yellow. I feel yellow. Yellow belly.
And what you do is supposed to be good for you.
It lies.
Yeah.
Such lies.
Once again, you've gone too hard. You're a hard man.
The chat room said I'm only going to do 17? You kidding me?
That was outrageous.
Carly saying I'm going to do 17 in the chat room?
Well, you showed her.
Yeah, you did.
In your face.
Yeah, you did.
Who won this round?
Yeah.
Jaundice in the house.
Jaundice Jason.
That's right. After the Show podcast going to be coming up live on YouTube and Facebook. You can watch it there. You can get it on demand too. And you can always check out our podcast on the 97.9 WRMF app. Download it for free. Stream us live or listen to either the regular show or the After the Show podcast. Easy for you to do. So just check it out anytime you like. Before we get to that, coming up here in just about 5 minutes, Bird is going to wrap up today with his thought.
I like this one.
Yeah,
I like this one.
Okay?
I like this one.
Big fan of this, huh? Okay.
Everybody has a chapter they don't read out aloud. Loud.
We get it. We get it. It's a good one.
Coach, I got to go home.
Tell him it's good. Tell him it's good.
It's good.
It's good.
KVJ not only does a radio show,
good.
but also does an after the show podcast. Watch or listen on kvjshow.com.